Imagine waking up tomorrow morning with a sudden, chilling realization. The life you've been living isn't really yours. That the choices you've made, the dreams you chase, the beliefs you fiercely defend, all may have been planted in your mind like seeds by invisible hands. Hands belonging not to your soul, but to your culture, your upbringing, the expectations of your family, the subtle pressures of your society. What if the person you think you are is nothing more than a carefully constructed mask, a persona that's been shaped by the world around you, piece by piece, year after year, until you lost sight of where the mask ends and you begin? Take a moment. Ask yourself how much of your identity is truly yours. How many of your passions, your fears, your ambitions are born from the quiet voice within? And how many are echoes of someone else's desires? How often do you feel like you're simply playing a role, repeating lines from a script written by people you'll never truly know, by a world that rewards conformity more than authenticity? Today, we're going to shatter illusions. We're going to journey deep into one of Carl Jung's most profound insights, that life does not truly begin until you find yourself. So if you find our content helpful, please hit that subscribe button. It means a lot. But what does it really mean to find yourself? Is it simply being self-aware? Or is it a brutal, transformative process of peeling back the layers of conditioning and meeting what you've been hiding from your entire life? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear may disturb you. It may crack open everything you thought you knew about who you are, but it will also liberate you if you dare to listen. Carl Gustav Jung was not a psychologist who sought to make people normal. He wasn't interested in teaching you how to fit neatly into society's box. He believed the purpose of life was not mere adjustment, but individuation, the lifelong process of becoming whole, of integrating every part of yourself, even the parts you've tried desperately to bury. But here's the harsh truth. Most people will never begin this journey. They will live and die trapped inside identities shaped by others. They'll chase validation, hoping approval will heal the quiet ache inside. They'll build lives designed to look successful, yet wonder why they feel hollow when the lights go out. All because they never dared to ask the question, who am I really? Not who was I told to be, not who do others want me to be, but who am I beneath all of it? From the moment we're born, we're given a name, a family, a culture, and a set of unspoken rules. We're taught what's good and bad, acceptable and unacceptable. We learn how to win approval and how to avoid rejection. And without realizing it, we begin to hide pieces of ourselves, our wildest dreams, our tender vulnerabilities, our inconvenient truths, because we're afraid they'll make us unlovable or unworthy. We push these parts into the shadows. This is where Jung's powerful concepts of the persona and the shadow come into play. The persona is the face you wear for the world, the carefully curated identity you think others will accept. It's how you survive socially, how you navigate relationships, how you seek belonging. But the more you identify with your persona, the more you lose sight of what lies beneath. You start believing the mask is you. And what about the parts of you that don't fit the mask? They don't disappear. They become your shadow. The shadow is the hidden vault where you've locked away your anger, your shame, your insecurities, but also your passion, your creativity, your raw aliveness. These parts don't sit quietly. They whisper from the darkness. They shape your decisions without your awareness. They show up in self-sabotage and unexplainable fears and explosive emotions you can't control. Ever found yourself irrationally annoyed by someone? Ever hated a quality in another person with a strange intensity? Jung believed that what bothers you most in others often points to what you've disowned in yourself. The qualities you reject in others are often reflections of your own denied traits, projections of your shadow. This is why life keeps sending you people and situations that trigger you, not to punish you, but to show you what you need to reclaim. And here's the secret that few ever learn. The shadow isn't your enemy, it's your teacher. Within it lies everything you need to become whole. To find yourself is not to eliminate your shadow, but to integrate it to shine light into your own darkness. To accept what you've been taught to hate in yourself, and in doing so, to free yourself from unconscious patterns that have ruled you for years. Are you ready to confront this truth? Because this is where the real journey begins. This is where you stop being a puppet of old fears, where you step beyond the limits of who you think you are, and start exploring who you could truly become. Most people cling to a fixed idea of themselves. I'm this type of person. I'm not that type. I could never do this. I could never feel that. But Jung taught that your identity is much more fluid, that the self you know today is only a tiny island in the vast ocean of your unconscious. Deep down, there are unexplored parts of you, hidden desires, dormant talents, buried instincts, waiting to be discovered. Think about those quiet moments when you feel a mysterious pull towards something new, something terrifying, but also thrilling. That's your unconscious calling you to grow, to expand, to break the mold of who you've been. But most ignore that call. They bury it under distractions, work, social media, constant busyness. Because to answer that call requires courage, the courage to sit in silence and listen to the parts of yourself you've ignored. This avoidance comes at a price. The unacknowledged parts of you don't just vanish. They manifest as anxiety, compulsions, addictions, or a sense of emptiness no achievement can fill. They sabotage relationships, poison ambitions, and leave you wondering why. No matter what you do, you still feel incomplete. Here's the radical truth. Your unconscious is always speaking. Through your dreams, your slips of the tongue, your gut feelings, through the patterns you keep repeating in your life. And if you start paying attention, you'll begin to see a map leading you back to yourself, a trail marked by symbols, synchronicities, and moments of uncomfortable honesty. Let's talk about archetypes. Jung discovered that within each of us live ancient patterns of human experience. The hero, the shadow, the wise mentor, the trickster, the lover, and many more. These archetypes shape not just our stories and myths, but our very psyches. They color the way we experience the world, the roles we take on, and the inner dramas we replay. Consider the hero archetype, the part of you longing for purpose, driven to overcome obstacles, to rise after every fall. But the hero is always shadowed by a monster, an inner fear, a wound you must confront before you can truly transform. This is the eternal dance between growth and resistance, playing out in every human life. And then there's the anima and animus, Jung's concepts for the inner feminine in men and the inner masculine in women. These archetypes are not about gender, but about the balance of energies within. Your anima holds your capacity for intuition, creativity, and emotional depth. Your animus embodies your logic, discipline, and assertiveness. Reject these parts of yourself, and you feel incomplete, forever searching for what you lack in others. Embrace them, and you become whole, capable of both fierce action and deep feeling. But this journey of integration isn't easy. It demands that you question every story you've told yourself, every certainty you've clung to. It requires that you look at your fears not as enemies, but as guides. That you see your triggers not as weaknesses, but as keys to your deepest truths. Jung taught that the self is not a fixed entity, but a dynamic, ever-changing reality. You are not a single identity moving unaltered through life. You are a vast, evolving consciousness, carrying within you the potential of every experience you've had, every lesson you've learned, every insight waiting to emerge. But here's what holds most people back: the illusion of the ego. The ego wants to keep you safe by convincing you that you are what you've always been. That change is dangerous. That exploring the unknown parts of yourself is foolish. But the ego's walls, meant to protect you, become your prison. To break free, you must do what few ever do: surrender your old stories. Embrace the unknown. Release your attachments to labels. Recognize that your worth is not tied to approval or success, but to your willingness to grow. Listen to your dreams, your intuitions, your quiet longings. Trust that they are messages from a wiser part of you. And above all, remember this: finding yourself is not a destination. It's a journey you walk every day. A commitment to face your shadows, to expand beyond your fears, to reclaim the lost pieces of your soul. It's an unfolding process of becoming more and more who you truly are, until one day you wake up not with a chilling realization, but with a profound peace, knowing that the life you live is yours, fully and unapologetically. Because life does not truly begin until you find yourself. And now you know the way.